Well, hello, one and all, wherever you are listening. Welcome to Red Barn Radio. This evening, we continue on in our 23rd year of broadcasting. I'm Bradford Becker, and we bring you tonight episode number 877. Yeah. Yep. 877. Mikki Zip is our guest tonight. Mikki's roots are planted in Syracuse, New York, but it was Nashville, Tennessee that became her home in 2013, only a couple of weeks before she turned 14 years old. As soon as she hit town, Mikki began performing as a singer-songwriter in and around Music City at various venues such as fairs, festivals, bars, and barbecue joints. Her passion to perform earned her a BFA in performing arts, studying in both Los Angeles and New York City. We're glad she's here with us on Red Barn tonight. We bring you Mikki Zip.
Thank y'all so much for having me. This song is called Boys Mama Hates. Well, they always seem so sweet at first, pulling me right in. Makes me feel like I'm cursed, 'cause skies and whiskey on their lips. Well, I saw him as a serpent, whispering in my ear, but he was just a devil, saying sweet things I wanna hear. When I brought him home, I should've known that was when his cover was born. Mama saw right through his eye, and I should've heeded her advice, but she couldn't even be surprised. That I'm looking for Mr. Right, but every time I think it's him, it always ends in the same old fight. Yeah, should've listened to Mama when she met him that night. She saw right through his eye, and I should've heeded her advice, but she couldn't even be surprised. Said I'll let in another one who have his fun and let me down, and doesn't know nothing but how to run. Well, I don't mean for it to always be this way. Bring it home, boys, Mama hates. Yeah. Well, maybe next time I'll notice first which ones are for the worst. Mama saw right through his lighting eyes. I should've heeded her advice, so she couldn't even be surprised. Say, I let in another one who have his fun and let me down. He doesn't know nothing but how to run. Well, I don't mean for it to always be this way. Bring it home, boys, Mama hates. Bring it home, boys, Mama hates. Bring it home, boys, Mama hates.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performance.
After finishing her degree in 2020, Mikki Zip returned to Nashville to continue the journey she began there as a recording artist at the ripe young age of 13 or 14 years old. Mikki Zip most enjoys writing in the storytelling ways of country music. Her inspirations include Linda Ronstadt, Stevie Nicks, Ashley McBryde, and Gary Allan. Mikki's newest project is a 4-song EP titled Something to Write About. It was just released, I want to say mid-October 18 maybe. You can find it wherever you listen to music. Mikki is joined tonight by guitarist Will Tipton. We're so glad to have you guys here. Welcome back to the Red Barn stage, folks. Mikki Zip.
Yeah, that first tune is on the EP that just came out on the 18th there. Yeah, you got that right. There we go. Yeah, this next tune here it's called The Devil, and this one is also on the EP. There's no satanic reasonings behind it. It is just about whatever that thing is in your life that just won't get off your back, won't leave you alone, and it's really annoying. Okay, all right. Well, we're talking about getting them off our backs in this tune, and yeah, this is a solo write that I had a few months ago. So yeah, let's do it. Why do you come back, dancing on my shoulder? I try to shake you, but you keep getting bolder. And now just settle down until you go away. But that don't work. It's just sent away the angel to try to hold me of the bad you're able to do into my mind. Devil, you make my hair gray, and my good thoughts don't know how to stay when the devil comes out to play. My hands start shaking, feel like I can't breathe. I lost all motivation and my mind's playing tricks on me. My good thoughts don't know how to stay when the devil comes out to play. Wow, take it away. And I push away everyone I love, 'cause they could never help. Even though they can hear me as I scream and yell. Well, I decided it can't hold me down, and life isn't living when you're around, and my good thoughts don't know how to stay when the devil Yeah, I'm so excited to be here on Red Barn tonight. This is pretty awesome. This next one is called Midnight Kiss. We are approaching New Year's. I released this around last New Year's. This song is just wondering where somebody is and who they're kissing when the ball drops, because you know it's not you. Sad. But that's what this tune is about here. And it's out there if you like it. So it's called Midnight Kiss. The streamers are hanging, everyone's saying how excited they are to ring in a new year, ready to say cheers. But I hate it in this bar. I'm entering a new year with no you. Well, I just wanna walk out. Everyone talks loud, but they even care. They look at some men now that I want and out is I don't know where. It's just my final goodbye to you. Is this a nail in the coffin on what we had? Do I still hope I see you someday after the cracks I still have? I know it's not my business. I know we said we were finished, but I just want to know where you are. Was a place where you knew starts, use a midnight kiss in another bar. God only knows what we'd be doing if we were here together. Throwing them back, nothing but laughs. God, it seems like forever. But time will go by so fast. Is this a nail in the coffin on what we had? Do I still hope I see you someday after the clock strikes 12 a.m.? I know it's not my business. I know we said we were finished, but I just want to know where you are. There's a place where New Year starts. Use a midnight kiss in another bar, another bar. Wow, where a bar, oh, in another bar, another bar. Yeah. Friends are looking at me, trying to see if I'll make it through the night. I'll light a lamp, say I'm ready to count to 10, but I can't be alright. How do I leave us in the year past? Is this a nail in the coffin on what we had? Do I still hope I see you someday after the clock strikes 12 a.m.? No, it's not my business. I know we said we were finished, but I just want to know where you are. It's a place where New Year starts. Lose your midnight kiss in another bar. Thank you. Alrighty, well, this next song is about drinking beer and how it will never go out of style. Some other things might, but I don't think drinking beer will. So this song's called Long Live Long Necks. And I wrote this with Alex Mondine, who is a Kentucky boy, all right? He's from Berea. I heard I pronounced it wrong earlier, but Berea, I think that's right. He's from Berea, Kentucky, and he wrote this tune with me. And I came up with the title when I was at the Country Music Hall of Fame, and I saw it on a Willie Nelson poster. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I don't know why they just used it on a poster. They should have wrote the song for it, so I did it instead. So this one's called Long Live Long Necks. Something stick around. Someday we'll all be 6 feet in the ground. Well, money and fame will fade away, but I know one thing, that'll always stay the same. Those good old ones filling up the bottles will always be my role models. They got a job secured for the rest of their lives, 'cause we ain't never leaving high school here behind. Whether it's Coors or Mickey, even Busch Light, you'll find one in my hand on a Friday night. A buzz never tasted so good as I drank more. That's what I understood. So when you hear the song, just never forget. Long live longness. Yeah. Those fruity drinks, they can now go out of style. I still be telling you to pass me the bottle all the while. What else would you drink in a dark honky-tonk while the band is breaking down a little Bo Seafish song? Whether it's Coors or Mickey, even Busch Light, find one in my hand on a Friday night. A buzz never tasted so good as I drank more. That's what I understood. So when you hear the song, never forget. Long live longness, yeah. Long live longness, yeah. So, buddy, if you're asking me what I'm drinking, I'll just pull this koozie out. You know just what I'm thinking. Whether it's Coors or a Mickey, even Busch Light, you'll find one in my hand on a Friday night. A buzz never tasted so good as I drank more. That's what I understood. When you hear the song, never forget. Long live longness, yeah. Long live longness. Thank you so much. I'm gonna tune a little while I talk. An acquired skill, really. This next tune is called "What's It Like to Be Jesus." I'm not talking to Jesus in the song. I wrote this one with Mara Strepa, and this is just a song about maybe someone who's a little cocky, a little narcissistic, who maybe thinks that they're Jesus that has come back to life and is now walking the earth, and everything revolves around that. So maybe we all have someone in our lives like that we can dedicate this song to in this moment. Yeah, this one's called "What's It Like to Be Jesus." You must think I'm water, you're walking all over me. No, you're not the Son of God. You can't make the blind man see. I must need a miracle, 'cause all I've known you to be is a self-righteous son of a Lord, please. Well, I know I ain't a saint, but I sure as hell ain't Judas. Well, I won't drag your name, no, I won't persecute you if you keep writing your own scriptures. But if I could get a second before you start your Second Testament, I'd just like to ask one question. What's it like to be Jesus? 'Cause who sings that's who you're seeing in the mirror, but all I see narcissist who can't help but throw the first stone. So let me know, what's it like to be Jesus? Is your neck getting tired from looking down on me? I'm in hell when I'm with you, and heaven when I leave. 'Cause he only crossed you bare, he's only caring about yourself. And when you get to complaining, no one will be there to help. So what's it like to be Jesus? 'Cause it seems that's who you're seeing in the mirror, but all I see is an egotistic narcissist who can't help but throw the first stone. So let me know, what's it like to be Jesus? Since you're going around acting like God, did you let him know you're trying to take his job? So what's it like to be Jesus? 'Cause it seems that's who you're seeing in the mirror, but all I see is an egotistic narcissist who can't help but throw the first stone. So let me know, what's it like to be Jesus?
All right.
Thank you.
Well, maybe there's someone in the room here who might be able to answer that question.
Yeah, anybody?
Anybody want to field that one? Kind of reminds me of that T-Bone and Burnett song where he says, you know, as soon as you say you're humble, you're no longer humble.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes, same vibe.
Right. Well, how fun to have you guys here. And Mikki, I was thinking that what could be fun before we get into your life, you know, the phase of your life where you're in Nashville, maybe we could go back to my old home.
There we go.
And your old home, upstate New York. And what would I was wondering, what would your photo album of your childhood look like? What are some photos we would see of you in a photo album of you between the age of birth and 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
who would we see there?
so much family. My life revolves around my family. They're my favorite people in the whole world. My grandma's my best friend. I talk to her every single day.
Are
my
they listening?
Grandparents. Oh, yes. Grandma is listening.
Yes.
She is. She wouldn't miss it. But yes, so my grandparents would be in all of it. They were a big part of making me who I am today. I love them.
And are they up there in upstate New York now?
Yes, my grandma is up there. My papa, we'll get into the sad stuff later, but I wrote a song about it. But my papa, he passed at the end of 2021. But I know he's watching still. He's watching still, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so my parents, my cousins are my best friends. I mean, we all just grew up with such family around us in Syracuse. It was wonderful. In the scrapbook, you'd probably see me at the New York State Fair. Don't know if you ever went to the New York State
did.
Fair. Okay, great fair. We just played
I got
there.
in trouble there a couple of times.
Okay,
as
yeah,
a high
all
school
right.
kid. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we actually just went back back home and we played a show at Shamrocks at the New York State Fair. And yeah, my uncle's up there. His name's TJ Sacco, and he plays up in the Syracuse area. So I grew up watching him. So probably be a lot of pictures of that too.
Yeah. Yeah, well, so what do you remember about some of these places where you first went out to hear music?
Yeah, funny
in
enough,
Syracuse?
I like at the age of like 6 or 7, I mean, I was like getting put into like the bars to watch my uncle play. So that's like a really fun experience for a 7-6-year-old. But it made me realize that like, you know, this is something that you could do with your life, and you can be a musician. You could do this. So at 10, I learned how to play the guitar, and my uncle definitely influenced that, so I could write my own stuff. But funny enough, when he would play like Family Tradition, like I thought that was like his song, and I would be like, oh my gosh. Then if you'd hear one of on the radio, like a Gary Allan song, I'd be like, my uncle's song is like on the radio, like this is crazy, because my little 7-year-old brain didn't understand that, because I just thought he was the best. He was so awesome. So yeah, it definitely helped make me who I am today, that's for sure.
And so it was not until you were 10 that you actually got an instrument handed to you?
Yeah.
Did you want one before that?
I learned to play the piano before that, and I hated it. Like, did not like it. My mom was like, I've always been just like, I want to sing in theater a lot, and just singing with my karaoke machine, making everyone watch me. And but then my mom was like, you should learn an instrument. So they did the age-old thing and put me in piano lessons. And I was like, she was making me play like, classical stuff. And I was like, I want to play like Garth Brooks on the piano. Can we do that? I really wasn't feeling that. But then he ended up telling me, well, I teach guitar too. After a few years, he's like, I'm getting into teaching guitar, and I was like, let's do that instead.
The same guy who was teaching you piano?
Yeah, so he's like, let's do that instead, and I was like, yes. So I know the basics of the piano, but we kind of went to this thing after that.
Did the basics of the piano become important for you ultimately?
Yes, most definitely.
Talk about that.
I think that it made it a lot easier to like understand the guitar and like the chords and how everything worked. And like when I'm thinking of like a scale in my head, I'm always still picturing the piano. So that helped out a lot.
So you learned about how to build chords.
Oh yeah, definitely. 100%.
Very neat.
Yeah.
Very neat. And so so there's 10. You got a guitar in your hand, and what were some of the first things that you learned?
Just like the fundamentals, like the G chord, the C chord, the D chord, but I took off like a rocket with it, because I was like, well, now I can play like a song, right? And he was like, well, kind of, you're still learning them. But I was like, I'll go for it. So I used to pull up my little guitar tabs and play whatever. The first song I remember like playing out on my guitar was Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash.
Oh, good one.
And an easy one too. So
Yeah.
I was like, this is a good one.
That's all right. That's where you got to start, right? And,
Yeah.
and that's when the sparks start going off, and you start to think,
Definitely.
I can do this.
Yes.
And so by that point in time, when you learned Ring of Fire, were you already sort of seeing yourself as a singer as well, and getting good feedback that way about the way that you sing?
Yeah, my uncle used to kind of let me sit in like at his shows here and there and play a few tunes once I started playing the guitar, or sometimes before even I was good enough at it, he'd play guitar for me, and I'd jump up there with his band and stuff. And so I knew that even 10, 11 years old, I was like, yeah, I love this. So ever since then, it's just grown from there.
All right, so then I'm sort of imagining now we're getting into the middle school years. This is before you went to Nashville still, and so come middle school, say 13. This is about a year before you went to Nashville. Talk about that year, and how is it that you happened to go? I'm not sure if I understand the story about how you went to Nashville. Your family's still up in
So
New York.
My uncle lived in Nashville for a brief time, and my parents had visited him down there. So they knew of Nashville. They'd been there. They loved the area. At around this time of 12, 13, we took a trip out to the West Coast. We did like a whole scenic thing up the West Coast, went to LA and all this stuff. And this was my first time really seeing like live entertainment like that, and just people chasing their dreams at like a big city. I'd been to New York City a couple times, but just to kind of pop in, see maybe a Broadway show, which was still pretty cool, and then head back home. But now here we were on this 3-week trip, and I was like, oh, I love my family, but I'd love to like go chase this dream, and like seeing this whole new world over there really just kind of opened up my mind to it, my young 12, 13-year-old mind to it. And then I told my mom, I was like, Mom, can we move to LA? And my mom was like, probably not going to move all the way to LA. Can't handle that.
Aw, Mom.
Right. But she did the best thing, because I'm so glad she did this. And she said, you know what, let's go to Nashville. Let's check out Nashville. Let's see how you like it. Of course, we visited. I was obsessed. So she was like, yeah, I think this would be a good fit. So I'm really happy that I have such supportive parents that literally made the move to Nashville with me. It's
Well,
pretty
yeah,
exciting.
that's great. And so you went there, and so you went to public school.
Yep, I went
in
to public
Nashville.
school, did a lot of theater, started going into like literally anywhere that would let me play and put out my tip jar. I was
with
like,
that instrument.
yeah. I
Or-
was like, well, this a different guitar
Yeah,
at the
sure.
time, but I was like, I don't even need you to pay me. Like, just I'll bring in my bows, my tower bows, and set it on up, and I'll just play however long you want me to until you kick me out. So yeah, so that made me learn a lot.
Wow.
Yes.
What a great experience. You must have
Yeah.
been super excited as a young person.
Yeah.
And like you say, to have parents who said, hey,
Yeah.
this is what you want to do, clearly. And
Well, let's be honest. Like, I'm nuts. This is like, crazy dream, and a lot of
Uh-huh.
parents would say, hey, maybe be a doctor.
yeah, right.
I got good grades, maybe be something like that. But no, I mean, I always just knew that performing and doing this and writing my own music was it for me. So
Well, you got to be nuts to go into medicine and to go into music. So
yeah, I guess so.
yeah,
Either way, you got me nuts.
well, let's get back to some music now. Speaking of that, and then we'll come back and talk some more later.
Okay, awesome.
Hey, welcome back, Mikki Zip, folks.
Thank you. This one is a new one, kind of a debut here of it. Song's called Burning Roses, and I wrote it with Michael Saletta. It is a cheating song, all right? Everyone needs one in their repertoire, so here is mine. Well, it all started when he had to work late. Ever since then, home after 8. Seems like my mind's in a different place. While I'm trying to find answers in the haze, I waited up late too many times to keep on acting like everything's fine. Baby, I'm sorry is your only line. Now it's starting to sound like lies every time you're out all night. You keep leaving flowers on the counter. Something ain't had enough, and I've had near enough. My forgiveness ain't no weakness. I put the pieces together, a dozen reds don't mean forever. You think I'll always keep this flame going, but honey, I ain't afraid of burning roses. I don't wear no silver hoops, but I found one on the floor of a Subaru. Boy, you know I ain't no snoop. It gave me the keys, so this is on you. And it made me see the truth. You keep leaving flowers on the counter. Something ain't had enough, and I've had near enough. My forgiveness, it ain't no I put the pieces together, a dozen reds don't mean forever. You think I'll always keep this flame going, but honey, I ain't afraid of burning roses. Don't matter if it's tulips, bluebells, or magnolias, wildflowers, cherry blossoms, I'll be lighting them up. So just give it up, leaving flowers on the counter. I knew it wasn't enough, and now I've had enough. My forgiveness, oh, it ain't no weakness. I put the pieces together, a dozen reds don't mean forever. You think I'll always keep this flame going, but honey, I'm out here burning you. This next one is the most special song I've ever written. That's always what I say. It is out there in the world, this next one, so if you like it, go give it a listen. But it's called Holding Hands, and I wrote it about my grandparents and their amazing, amazing love story. They were married for about 57 years. That's a long time, all right? They were the best of friends, and a love that I always have hoped to model in my own life. So I wrote this with Zach Allen and Laurel Sabadosh. I mentioned it earlier, but my papa, he passed at the end of 2021. My grandma told me no matter how sick he got, they fell asleep holding hands every single night. And in the moment, I couldn't write about it. I couldn't even think about it. My papa was like my best friend. I loved him. And I got in this room with Zach and Laurel, and they kind of helped me to find the words for this one. Sometimes I need a little help if there's too much emotion. So that's kind of what happened here. And yeah, it's just about them, their love story. So. In the mirror, blue dress and pink lipstick. This car's getting nearer. Gotta be quick. I'm more than nervous. I hope he is too. Shaking hands as I put on my high heel shoes. From the moment I climbed in that seat, there was something about the way he smiled at me. And we were holding hands and making plans and knowing what the future had. The memories of you and me, a family we couldn't see yet. But isn't that the best? That right now this is our past. We didn't understand. It's just the two of us holding hands. Preacher says you may now kiss a bride. Well, I can't lie, there's some tears in my eyes. But like that first day when I look at you, I know I'm right to say I do. And we were holding hands, making plans, I know what the future had. The memories of you and me, a family we couldn't see yet. But isn't that the best? 'Cause right now this is our past. We didn't understand. Just the two of us holding hands. Laying here like we have for all these years. Right after those doctors that told me my biggest fear. How am I supposed to let go? Could it be the last time I feel you holding your hand in mine? And we were holding hands, we made our plans, we know what that future had. The memories of you and me, a family around us we can't see. And yeah, isn't this the best that we lived out our past? Now we understand. Just the two of us holding hands, holding hands. Thank you. All right, well, I want to bring it back upbeat again. This is like a quick two-stepping song. Another one written with Alex Mognine, and I wrote it initially about how my grandma does not like the holes in me and my cousin's jeans. The song's called Holy Jeans, but it kind of took on a few different meanings in the song. But yeah, my grandma, every time she sees us with holes in our jeans, she says, "I could sew those for you." One time she threw out my cousin's jeans in the garbage. It's been like a whole thing, right? There's some history with the holy jeans, and she's watching. She knows just what I'm talking about. So yeah, let's do it. Well, I was 15, they were ripped at the knee, dead, afraid and worn out with hanging off strings. My grandma wasn't happy with what she seen, but I told her it was the new trend on the scene. I saw Becky Joe wearing a pair, and all the boys would just stop and stare. Well, the place where I got 'em was much like a church. No priest, but I heard Jesus say a lady's words. She said, we got the skinny flare, the boot up there, but when my eyes landed on 'em, I knew what I would wear. I picked 'em up, I tried 'em on, they were what I bought, and I knew they weren't coming off. Well, it felt like it was sacred. My whole life I've been waiting to wear my holy jeans. That's what they were to me. Head together at the seams. The memories they hold, you wouldn't believe. Lord, what they stand up. I seen they helped me in true love, high speed and feeling free. All done while I wear my holy jeans. Well, I was 17, sneaking out that back window. A piece of the fabric caught as I went to go. My friends were screaming, come on, from below. So I knew I had to hurry, time to go slow. I tugged and I teared and I ripped another hole, and now they were even better than before. They were my holy jeans. Well, that's what they were to me. Head together at the seams. The memories they hold, well, you wouldn't believe. Lord, what they stand up has seen. They helped me, true love, high speed and feeling free. All done while wearing my holy jeans. Yeah. They were my holy jeans, well, that's what they were to me. Head together at the seams. The memories they hold, well, you wouldn't believe. Lord, what they stand up. I sing, they help me in true love, high speed and feeling free. All done while wearing my holy jeans.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, before we get on and talk about what's happening next week, I'd like to take just a moment to remind listeners that Red Barn live streams, both tonight's and on any Wednesday night, they remain available online for you to view at your convenience, as do our live audio streams. Don't miss a single episode of this program, and be sure to tell people about it. Those of you who don't make media, those of us who don't make media out in the world, sometimes take for granted how much cool stuff there is to watch out there and to listen to. All that stuff takes a ton of work. I wish you could see what's going on in this room here now. We've got cameras everywhere, cables running every place. We have a staff that comes in here 3 or 4 hours ahead of time to get things ready. This involves a lot, and the way you pat us on the back and let us know that it means something to you is you share it, you like it, you let all these people in this room who are making this media know how much it means to you, and then that keeps us operating, right? That's the way it works. And I know that Mikki and Will would say the same thing up here. So next week, we're going to be recording our now famous, if not iconic, holiday program. And what a special guest we have. Our guest is King Kazoo and the Reindeer Band. Yes, Jay Bragg, the leader of this great ensemble, has recorded and released literally hundreds of songs. He's performed Uh, Over 3,600 shows across America, including tours with Alan Jackson and Chris Stapleton. He's founded the music charity. He's become an international Christmas connoisseur with his annual A Songwriter's Christmas Tour and original holiday compositions. Whether it's writing songs, making records, performing live, or volunteering for hospice patients, something he still does every week, Jay makes music to serve other people, contributing a healthy dose of joy and good vibes into a culture that increasingly is inundated with exactly the opposite. In October 2024, Jay launched his latest obsession, which he's bringing here with him next week. It's a fictional North Pole alter ego character called King Kazoo and the Reindeer Band. It's a whimsical gumbo of jazz, blues, swing, Christmas, and Tin Pan Alley music. It was seeing the effect that the kazoo had on listeners, young and old, that made Jay began developing this project. Their debut EP is now available wherever music is heard, and like most of Jay's music, it's what he'll bring to Red Barn Radio's live stream next week. It's going to be great stuff. This preview is bound to brighten up your holiday season. The final version of both the radio and television versions of our special program will be released to our network of radio stations and social media. Will air on KET, Kentucky Educational Television, and ABC TV 36. That's a holiday preview next week on Red Barn Radio in studio and on Red Barn Radio's live stream, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. All right, that was a lot of stuff. I hope you took it all in. You can get to our website and learn more about that. Let's get back to some music with Mikki Zip.
Thank you. Well, this one is a newer tune within the last year, I want to say. But we were coming home from a gig one night, and there was a lady at like 11 p.m. like hitchhiking on the side of the road. Didn't know that was something we still did. Don't do it. Dangerous. But she was like smiling, and she looked like so happy to be there. I don't know what's going on in her life, so I basically gave her like a whole backstory. And I want to preface the song with, I hope this is not what happened to this lady, but I'm a songwriter, okay? So things happen. You go where the song leads you. So this one's called Gypsy Lady. She's on the side of the road, feeling low, but she won't let it show. All you see is a carefree woman with her hair in the breeze. A guitar on her back, she's on the path, knowing where she's at. How she got here, this tune makes clear. Wish we're made for living like this, Steve. Gypsy lady, outlaw in a dream. With a thumb out, she's seen the Carolinas, she's been from Mississippi. She's trying to leave the bad behind. Those road signs are the hardest to find. Parents tried to fail, life always seems so pale to this blonde-haired nightingale. Well, she tried all you could find to reverse time, but no chemical could change your mind. No matter how hard she tried, you'd be a gypsy lady, an outlaw in a dream. With her thumb out, she's seen the Carolinas, road signs are the hardest to find. Oh, so hard to find. She got to Georgia and Tennessee before she met her destiny. She was a gypsy lady, an outlaw in a dream. And with her thumb out, she saw the Carolinas went through Mississippi. She was trying to leave the bad behind, those road signs she can never find. Thank you. Well, this is one I wrote with this gentleman over here, Mr. Will Tipton, and our good friend Paige Ruderman. Will, you're doing a fabulous job. Loving it. Yeah. This song's called Holding Back. It's a very sassy song, and it's just kind of saying, this is who I am, and if you don't like it,
Take it or leave it.
don't hold me back. So, yeah, that's what it's about. So let's do it. Got my bags packed by the front door. You don't want me here no more. You've been saying I'm too much. I'm realizing I'm just enough. How can I be more than enough? How can I be more than enough? 'Cause I'm done holding back. Yeah, I'm dramatic, I'm done putting on an act. I got a few bad habits, don't take your opinions, leave it alone with them, making my whole thing happen now. I'm done holding back, and that's sad. Try to dim the light that was there. You kept me in shadows 'cause you didn't care. You always fit me in the same box, trying to make me what I'm not. Well, changing me is gonna stop, 'cause I'm done holding back. Yeah, I'm dramatic, I'm done putting on that. I got a few bad habits, go and take your opinions, leave alone with them, making my whole thing happen now. I'm done holding back, enough with that. Yeah. What you said about me might be true, but that doesn't mean it's bad too. I'm done. Well, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Oh, I'm done holding back. Yeah, I'm dramatic. I'm done putting on an act. I got a few bad habits. Go and take your opinions, leave alone with them, making my whole thing happen now. I'm done holding back. Done Thank you. Well, this next tune is on my brand new EP that just came out. It's written with Noah G, and we wrote it years ago. It's crazy how you can have a song and just hold on to it till the right moment, and this EP felt like the right moment. It's called Strangers Again, and I think it's a story everyone can relate to, whether it's a friend or a relationship. It's written from the view of a relationship. It's going to be about anybody in your life, just coming together, learning everything about them, and then suddenly something happens, and it's like they're a stranger all over again. You feel like you don't know them anymore. So, yeah, that's where this one comes from here. Pictures of us on the walls, people in them I don't recognize, moments when we've had it all. Now we're waiting on a goodbye. Had a lot of love in this house. Help wonder, so I'm headed out. You still be driving with no direction, scared losing your own reflection. I always told you were fine. We had the best intentions, your demons came and wrecked them. Looking back, it was a matter of time. Strangers when we met, love till we had nothing left, and now we're strangers again. Oh, yeah. Who are you now that I'm gone? Pray that you found what you were chasing. Do you still play that Skinner song? And when you do, can you hear me sing? And are you still driving with no direction, scared losing your own reflection? I always told you were fine. We had the best intentions, your demons came and wrecked them. But looking back, it was a matter of time. Strangers when we met, love till we had nothing left, and now we're strangers again. Oh. Well, I took my time to mend. Think I'm ready to meet strangers again. Someone who's driving with direction, loves who's their own reflection, never makes me wonder if we're fine. And we had the best intentions, the demons came and wrecked them. Looking back, it was a matter of time. Strangers when we met, love till we had nothing left. Now we're strangers again. Oh, strangers again. Thank you.
All right, well, Mikki, you have family up in upstate New York listening to the program, which is so cool. And then Will, who is playing guitar with you, you have family in, Montana, did you say?
Sure, Montana.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, very nice, very nice. And Will, tell us about how you met Mikki.
Yeah, so I was down in Nashville, and my buddy Andy actually owned a studio that I would go jam at. They had some open jams and had some sessions, and They were doing this TV filming media type day, week actually, and Mikki was there, and that's where we met officially. But funny thing, a week before that, or a couple weeks before that, I worked for a live streaming company, and I was mixing one of her shows actually for the live stream, and
We never spoke.
yeah, we never even spoke, right? But then we put two and two together, and yeah, we met there, and then just became best friends, and then became my girlfriend, so
Yeah.
my gal.
All
So,
right.
And now he's
So-
stuck with me and has to play guitar for me.
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
See how good he is?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Hey, Mikki, I wonder if you wouldn't mind. And it's good to have you here, Will. I mean,
Thank
to
you.
sort of
Thank you
like
for having
jump
me.
away from
I
you there.
appreciate it.
I'm glad you're here with us, and also glad your family, friends are listening in Montana. That's very cool. You guys out there, share, and share. Hey, Mikki, tell us if you wouldn't mind about the degree work you did. So between I don't know what the years are anymore. I can't keep track. But
know what
yeah,
year it
but up to 2020. What kind of degrees were you doing?
Yeah. So I studied at AMDA, which is a performing arts like conservatory. I still got my bachelor's, so I have my BFA in performing arts. But yeah, the whole school is literally just acting, singing, dancing, theater, all that kind of stuff. And while it's definitely not country music, I took a few songwriting courses while I was still there, and it also helped to train my voice like so much. I'm very grateful for that, and now I can play like 3-hour sets, and I feel fine afterwards. So, a lot of
good.
vocal health.
Yeah, good. So you take care of your voice, and you just
Oh,
learned
yeah.
you just learned ways to conserve your voice and
Yes,
to relax
definitely. Yeah, going there, I got like my own vocal teacher for like those 3.5 years. So we did a lot of work on my voice and what it can do, and maybe what it can't do sometimes.
Yeah.
And just how to keep it healthy through feeling sick, through feeling not great, but having to power through, and that happens sometimes. So
Indeed. Yeah. And did your voice sound different before you started vocal training?
oh yes, most definitely.
Yeah. How would you describe the difference?
Yeah, I feel like I was a lot more tentative with my voice back then. I feel like even after like graduating, I like had all the tools, but now I was coming back to Nashville and playing like my regular sets again, and I was like, oh, this is how I can like incorporate what I learned here into this. And I feel like the main thing that's changed is just power, behind my voice, knowing how
Yeah.
to breathe properly, and all that kind of stuff.
Did you have vocal instructors at the conservatory who you felt embraced who you were as a singer, or
Yeah.
was their idea to sort of make you all sort of use operatic
Yeah,
techniques?
there was definitely some teachers there like that. I'm not going to say no, but there was a vocal teacher who I still go to from time to time. It's been a little bit, but her name's Lisa Vroman, and she actually was like Christine in Phantom of the Opera, like I did on Broadway for a little bit. I mean, she's done such incredible things in her career, so big inspiration there. But she loved like all the aspects of my voice, which I appreciated, because I could honestly sit here and do a song from Phantom of the Opera that's like very classical style. That's kind of what I used to love to sing in that realm. But then I can kind of jump into my country music, and she loved that too, and she embraced all sides of me. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
How about your songwriting? In the course of this evening, you've mentioned numerous people that you've co-written things with.
Yes.
And I wonder, when you went back to Nashville, was it at that point in time that you became involved more in the songwriting community in Nashville?
Yes.
Yeah, talk about that.
Definitely. I had my first co-write when I was 16, and I remember it because I was so nervous. It's very nerve-wracking to get in a room sometimes and be like, boldly share your ideas.
Well, who set that up for
At
you?
Well, it was a girl that I met that I thought she was really great. There's this wonderful woman named Kirsty Manna, who I've actually kept in touch with all these years. And at 16, she invited me to come out to one of her Songwriter Girl events that she puts on. And through that, I kind of met this wonderful girl named Hannah that night. And she was like, yeah, we should co-write. And I was like, oh my God, yeah. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, I've never done that before, you know.
Older than you?
But it's only been me in the room ever, you know, so writing by myself. So it went well though. And I still know her to this day. She's very nice and great talent. And yeah, so then definitely though after college is when I came back, I started getting more involved in writers' rounds around Nashville. And through that, you just start meeting a lot more writers and being like, hey, we should write. Hey, we should write. And then from there, I kind of just found my people. So, yeah.
And how would you describe your people?
Yeah, my people in the room are, I'll use my wonderful friend Paige Ruderman. I don't know if she's watching, but I'll use her as an example. Just like kind and fun to be around. I know that sounds crazy for like writing a song because you got like a job to do, but you want to be a good hang with people. You know, you want to like have a positivity in the room, and I love writing with Will and her because it's like a hangout with my friends, and then by the end of it, we've got a song, you know. And then sometimes when I come to her and we have one on the books, I'll come in and be like, okay, this is a therapy session today, Paige, all right? And there's tears and there's whatever. And now she's one of my best friends, and I love her. So, you know, she's been great. Michael Saletta, he's such a great writer in town, and same thing with him. Like, you know, you're just going to walk into, like, a positive, open room where you can throw ideas out there, and no one's going to look at you like you're, like, crazy, you know? You can just word vomit.
Give an example. That's a lovely image.
Yeah.
Give an example of sort of how that plays out, because a lot of people listening have not done that before, and it sounds like a very daunting thing to come out there. I know it sounds very intimate. Mm-hmm. You come there and, like you say, you know, sort of barf up these feelings that you have. So talk about like how might that go? Like, what might be an example of something you might come to a songwriting circle with, or a songwriting group with?
Yeah, so I kind of like who I'm writing with kind of goes off of, again, the vibe that I get from them, and also if I've seen them play, and I think obviously that our stuff would be like simpatical, even though I do like writing with some people who are maybe a little left field for me. I think that's fun sometimes, as long as they're good people. But coming into the room, sometimes I'll have just like a title, you know, and we'll go from there. Burnin' Roses that I played earlier, Michael Saletta had that title, and I was like, I love that, and we created a whole story like around that title. And it's literally just from rambling with each other and talking about the idea and saying, oh, we could do this. Paige does this like thing that I love. She has this thing on a page called, this sounds daunting too, The Graveyard, where she just writes down like almost everything we're saying and every idea that we throw out. And it's like when we get stuck on a line or something, we can go back to the graveyard and see what's going on there.
Well, I know this is not the spirit of the songwriting group, but I do have to ask the question. Mm-hmm. So, so you write Burnin' Roses. You come and say, I got this title. And a couple other people come up with it. Somebody comes up with the first line. Somebody else comes up with a chorus. You come up with an alternative chorus. Mm-hmm. Somebody else comes up with a verse. Who gets the money? No, I mean, like, you know, well, like in the end, when you say, okay, I'm going to put this on my EP.
I always just split it evenly. Whoever's in the room, you know, if I'm just writing me and Will, 50-50 right there. Yeah.
It's just that simple.
That's I've heard that it kind of works differently in different places, but I think that is the Nashville way. You know, if you're sitting in the room, you know, and you say the word and then now it's in the song, I mean, you're getting cut into that song, you know. There's a lot of songs nowadays. I pay attention a lot more nowadays to songwriter credits and things. And there's some songs, there's like 8 writers on it. And I'm like, okay, we know that they each did not contribute a line. Maybe if someone was even just sitting in the room when it happened, you know? But yeah.
Do you see co-writing as something that you do to get your career rolling and to get experience learning from other people who do this and who have developed their craft, and with ultimately the goal, like for instance, 5 years from now, do you imagine at that point in time that you will have sort of established that voice of your own, that writer's voice of your own, and that you'll do more writing that belongs exclusively to you, or exclusively to you and maybe another person with whom you write regularly?
Yeah, definitely. My goal with co-writing always is to write up, is what they say. Write with someone who you think is like gazillion times better than you, because it's only going to make you better as a songwriter. And I feel like I write with some of the most talented bunch in town, so they're definitely always like pushing me and making me into a better writer in general, and pushing the limits there. But yeah, I think that I truly think that Nashville and music in this industry does not happen on your own. You need to make a team. You got to make a team around you. You got to link arms and rise up together. If you look at the people who are on the top of the charts today, they write with the same people all the time. That's their tribe. That's their people. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people talk about in town finding your tribe and how to do that, but I think it's like a natural thing that just kind of happens. You know, who you vibe with.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're a nice guitar player too. Do you study the instrument?
Not anymore. Guitar, I've always loved it, and I've grown to love it more now being around him because he makes me want to be better, and he tries to teach me some things, so that's helpful. But it's always been something to just go along with singing, a vessel for the voice, if you will, and to help me be able to go out and show off my own stuff. But the more you play it, obviously, the better you're gonna get at it. So I've grown to love it more and more.
So to that question again about 5 years from now, can you sort of think out loud about where you might imagine yourself 5 years from now? What you might be doing? Would
Yeah.
it be similar to what you're doing now, or would it be that you would establish yourself solidly with a band?
Yeah. I think that I always say my like vague, like open-ended goal of like where I'm at is just to be still playing music, still writing my own stuff, and just being on the road, playing that for anybody who will listen, and hopefully gaining more and more listeners along the way. I think saying like, I want to get a #1 on the Billboard charts, it's a great dream, you know, and it could
Yeah.
happen. You never know.
sure
That would be
could.
great. But I do hope that I'm just somewhere in this wonderful music industry, in the landscape somewhere. A pinpointed goal, I will have played the Grand Ole Opry. That's my biggest goal
Yay.
on this planet.
It's a good one.
So that's my biggest goal ever.
Nice. Are you making a living at this right now, or are you also working another job that
Funny you
gives
say
you the
that.
freedom to do this?
Funny you ask. I work part-time at the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I give tours at the Opry. So if you ever come to the Opry and you see me, Mikki, that's where I work part-time. Hey, look, you gotta manifest those dreams, you know?
Absolutely.
Whenever I get a moment, I stand side stage. I'm just like, yeah, right there.
Well,
That's
what
the
a great
goal.
place for inspiration.
Oh, the team there
Right?
is so wonderful, and they like want this for me too. I mean, they're very motivating, and they always say all the time, "You're gonna be there. That's gonna be you one day," you know. So, gosh, I hope they're right.
Wow. Well, Mikki and Will, we sure have enjoyed having you with us, and thankfully, it's not over.
Yeah.
There's more music to play.
Oh, a few more here.
Yeah, welcome back, Mikki Zip and Will Tipton to Red Barn Radio.
This is a song that definitely deserves a little explanation. So I wrote the song with William over here, Will Tipton, and it's called "I See You." And one night we were hanging out in Nashville, okay, very city-like area. I'll just keep that in mind. And we were like, we really want to go out and like write a song. Like, we just want to be like not in the city, but we were in the city. Like, where were we gonna go? Drive an hour away. So we started driving around, trying to find kind of a place to write, and just somewhere in more nature. And it's kind of getting late, kind of dark out. So we find this field. We thought it was a field. We're sitting there, we're writing the song on the back of my Bronco, and all of a sudden we see this light in the distance, and it's getting closer and closer and closer. We realized that it was like a motorcycle coming for us because we were on a golf course. So we had backed the car right on up on this greenway, and we're like, we should go. So better news though, we finished the song. So this is what came out of that, and I think it was worth it. So this one's called "I See You." I say, please help me make sense. Help me make sense. When these tears cleared, I see that it's turning to you. And now I can do nothing but swim in your blue. I see you. I see you. What can I do but see you? I'll try with all my heart not to suck you in. Turn your blue into black with the touch of my skin. That'd be a sin. I see you. I see you. What can I do but see you? And I know the road still isn't easy from now on. But when I'm lost, I can turn back to the blue where I belong. I see you. I see you. What can I do but see you? Thank you. I hope we think the trespassing was worth it.
Yeah.
Gonna do a little cover tune here. My favorite, some Janis Joplin, originally by Chris Christopherson, but we go a little bit more the Janis route. Some me and Bobby McGee here. Busted flat in Baton Rouge, waiting for a train. When I was feeling near as faded as my jeans. Well, Bobby thumbed the diesel down just before rain rode us all the way in New Orleans. Well, I pulled my harpoon out of my dirty red bandana. I was playing soft while Bobby sang the blues, yeah. Windshield wipers slapping time. I was holding Bobby's hand in mine. And we sang every song that driver knew. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing don't mean nothing if it ain't free. Hey, I'm feeling good was easy and hard when he sang the blues. You know, feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and my Bobby McGee. From the Kentucky coal mines to the California sun, and Bobby shared the secrets of my soul. Through all kinds of weather, through everything we done. Yeah, Bobby, baby, kept me from the cold. One day up near Salinas, so Lord, I let him slip away. He's looking for that home, and I hope he finds it. Well, freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose, nothing. And that's all that Bobby left me. Yeah. Feeling good was easy, Lord, when he sang those blues. You know, feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and my Bobby McGee. Yeah. La-da-da, la-da-da-da, la-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da-da-da, Bobby McGee. Yeah. La-da-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da, Bobby McGee. Yeah. La-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hang out, Bobby McGee. Yeah. Lordy, 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 lordy. Hey, hey, Bobby McGee. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, well, this next tune is written with Paige Ruderman, and it is called Big Sky. And if you know, Montana is called Big Sky. That's what this song is about. This past January, it's almost been a year now, into December, I got to go to Montana for the first time, visit his family, and it was probably the most beautiful place I've ever been to in my whole life. It was so gorgeous. And we talked about how, you know, he grew up there. It's easy to take it for granted sometimes, but it was absolutely beautiful. And I just felt really at peace there, and it was a great way to end my year. And I went back home to Nashville with that feeling and kind of wanted to write a song that kind of encapsulated all of that. And just, knowing that, looking out there that God is real, he made that, and it's pretty amazing. So this song's called Big Sky. Chose the dirt over the blacktop. Out west was my next stop. Birds were the only thing I can hear talk on a mountain range full of rock. Never known true wind, the way it could touch my skin. Now to pause and take it all in will be nothing short of a sin. I can finally breathe deep and feel my lungs. I can finally taste freedom on my tongue. Seen the sunset with a burnt orange light. I took the time to soak it in, that I lived another day again. In this different state, it just seems right. I feel like I finally win when I'm looking out from the rim. So if you need a sign that God is alive, just look up at the Montana big sky. Without even knowing, I was searching for this feeling. I was brought here for a reason, and let me into a new season. 'Cause I've seen the sunset with a burnt orange light. I took the time to soak it in, that I lived another day again. In this different state, it just seems right. I feel like I finally win when I'm looking out from the rims. So if you need a sign that God is alive, just look up at the Montana big sky. When I need a reminder, I'll go back to this time in my mind. 'Cause I everybody's alive. Just look up at the Montana big sky. Thank you.
Wow, nice song. There are many people to thank for our broadcast. First, Mikki Zip, our guest on tonight's program. We want to thank all of you for listening to our webcast, watching us on social media, and those listening to us on our growing network of Red Barn stations and media worldwide. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn's premier radio partner, Central and Eastern Kentucky's radio news leader. You can listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Those of you here in the Central Kentucky area, check out Red Barn TV. It's our weekly program of music now on ABC 36 WTVQ. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall here in the great city of Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates, further information on guests and programs. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. Now, before we close out tonight's program, let's bring back Mikki Zip and Will Tipton for one more tune.
Awesome. Thank you I can't talk. Thank y'all so much for having us. This has been so wonderful. And yeah, this last tune is the title track off of my EP that just came out. And so many people to thank for that EP too. Chris Justice is definitely one of them, and I know he's watching. So we're excited to take on the next year with him. We love him. This one is called Something to Write About, so check it out if you like it. Your life lies behind the mic home one day, on the next night. Your dreams are something I can't find, 'cause I'm spending most of my days strumming on a stage, so I can never ask you to change. We'll figure it out with the lyrics on a page. When the lights go out, we're just a girl and boy, not worried about all the noise. Yeah, we're trying to make it, trying to keep our hearts from breaking. But is it all just something to write about? Am I someone you can do without? The ups and downs have got me doubting everything I believe, but this love feels like a melody I found. Or is it just something to write about? Yeah. Whenever you walk into a room, all the miles are on you, boy, but I know who you're coming home to. Gotta keep telling myself that's the truth. But is it all just something to write about? Am I someone you can do without? The ups and downs have got me doubting everything I believe, but this love feels like a melody I found. Or is it just something to write about? Yeah, oh yeah. Now the Fleetwood Mac kind of thing, screaming at you with the words I sing. Give me something true like Johnny and June. Hell, I know they had problems too, but they got through. 'Cause this is something to write about. Your love is something I can't do without. The ups and downs have got me doubting everything I believe, but this love feels like a melody I found, and it sure something to write about. Yeah, oh, something to write about. Ooh, yeah.
That's Mikki Zip, folks. And that's all for our show for this week. You can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide as we stream live on the web on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. Hey, and it's always great to hear from all of you who listen to Red Barn Radio's archived performances on your favorite streaming platforms. There's a new one every day, it seems. Speaking of you listeners, please, before, during, or after, we already talked about this, take just a moment to engage with us. Your comments, your sharing, all keep us growing and continuing our mission to bring roots music Southern style to your neck of the woods and beyond. And now we bid you good night. Let's stick together, let's care for each other, and let's join up again next week for another great evening of music and conversation on Red Barn Radio. I'm Bradford Becker. See you next time.